mean, in the Valley, the VCs love to co-invest because it means someone else has done the due deal, or at least you can point the finger and said they do.
Yeah,
Of course, everybody went down the tubes on FTX, and everybody was wondering who did the due deal. Like you said, it follows
exactly.
it follows a media cycle where a lot of the eyeballs are going to the same things, and everyone's trying to FOMO into these deals. So you're saying take a step back, maybe look a little bit further down, and then look at your core values. If you believe in the decentralization factor, and that's going to be a key component of AI innovation, then maybe look at that. And that's obviously what you've been working on for a long
Yeah, I
time.
mean, in blockchain as an example, I mean, I've been a big supporter of Cardano for a long
Yeah,
time.
why
Now,
Cardano? Why did it get your fancy? I mean, obviously it's a very
I mean, that's a
impressive
fundamentally solid. I mean, the reason it
L1.
caught my attraction was because they're using Haskell for their smart contract language, and
Right.
I've
And
been a Haskell programmer since the early '90s. But I mean,
and you always had some beef with Vitalik Buterin of Ethereum for using Solidity because you thought it wasn't the right language to program
well,
something as
I mean, I thought Ethereum was really, really cool when it came out. Actually, I mean, just the idea of smart contracts, even though they're neither smart nor contracts. It's a weird name, but I mean that was a big innovation. It was a big step forward, right? So I mean, I thought that was a great thing. I mean, I think yeah, it's not a great programming language, but I think the use of the ledger is a bigger problem because just having this ledger with many copies all over the place is insanely inefficient by nature. And I think as Toda showed, and as we're doing in Hypercycle, you don't need a ledger to have blockchain. You can have each participant in the network keep their own history and the history of their neighbors. So it's kind of like a ledger, but sharded all the way down without any replicated database of everything. So the ledger is bad because it's a privacy problem too, right? I mean, you have all your transactions in some big database that everyone can look at. So that's really my bigger beef with Ethereum was not with Solidity, even though it really sucks as a programming language. It was that when you're building the next thing beyond Bitcoin, you should get rid of the ledger, which was there in Bitcoin because Bitcoin was built to operate in a domain where you have very few users, and if you have a lot of users online all the time, then the ledger is just a bad idea. But Cardano is a great blockchain. I mean, Algorand is a good blockchain. Elrond, there's a bunch of high quality blockchains out there. Then you have things like say Solana that not terrible, but doesn't really have a fundamental tech in innovation behind it, and then things like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, which is like there's no original technology here. It's purely marketing fluff, right? And so it's not that hard to look at the blockchain space and say, well, there's these layer one chains that at least are trying to innovate on the fundamental technology level. And there's these layer one blockchains that are purely marketing fluff or shady financial machinations, right? And and then the number of blockchain investors who care about making that distinction, unfortunately, is a small minority, right? And I mean the same thing holds across basically all sectors of the modern economy, right? I mean the people trying to identify really fundamental value and direct money there are a minority of people who are directing money around, and this is because identifying fundamental value takes a little bit more attention and energy than just piling on whatever has the best price dynamic at a certain point in time, and people are running around in a maniacal frenzy without more than 10 seconds to pay attention to anything, which is partly because of big tech and social media and the way that modern information infrastructure has developed, right? So that I mean, there's a lot of deeper phenomena happening here where big tech has rolled out tools that psychologically get people in a frame of mind where they can't think or pay attention to anything. And then this frame of mind affects entrepreneurs, it affects investors. It causes investors to all pile onto things that are well suited to be bought by big tech and keep the big tech hegemony going, right? There's quite fascinating feedbacks between individual and mass psychology and the whole economic infrastructure, and it's hard to break through these things. I mean, I know I become frustrated with the AI world because most AI developers now, they only want tools that you can understand in 10 minutes and figure out how to use in 5 minutes. And I mean, if that's all you want, you're never going to make a big leap. I mean, you're always going to just make a small leap from what was there before, because that's what's easier to wrap up in a simple to use tool. And I mean, but if you want to make a big leap toward AGI or some other fundamental innovation, I mean, you have to be willing to take a step back and think fundamentally a bit, right? And I mean, and you can get a lot of success without doing that, right? Like OpenAI didn't invent any fundamental technology. They took transformer neural nets that were invented at Google Brain, and they put a bunch of money behind it in an intelligent way, a bunch of machines, bunch of data, a bunch of smart people taking technology from another company, and they rolled it out. And that's an easier thing to do than trying to invent OpenCog or to invent some other fundamentally new technology.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you gotta pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.